great awakening to all my peoples. I want to be a bit of a rant, and I'm not going to go into great details in this video, but I want to go on record. I try to keep the video concise and to the point on my other platforms, on my Instagram and my Facebook and my TikTok. But on here, I want to take a little bit more time. So as you're coming onto the live, please be sure to like. Please be sure to click that thumbs up button. And as always, I want to give my YouTube audience just a little bit more. For my YouTubers, there's a higher standard. I feel like there's more communication that is required. And so I'm going to give you a few more bars than I would give had this been Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. So recently, I have been informed that because I am, passable and feminine, and I have bottom surgery, that when I use the word fag, it is taken, more harshly. I should not use the word. I should know better, than to use the word fag. Um, and is that the same for like black women who use the word bitch, or black people who use the word nigga, or you know, cis people who use the word tranny? Like, it's just weird. It just seems weird that I have been impacted by all of those words. I've been impacted by the word bitch. I've been impacted by the word tranny. I've been impacted by the word nigga. I've been impacted by the word fag. And people trying to tell me that I don't have the right to use the word because of the level of transition that I have went through. And let me tell you, so I do understand that these words have dual meanings. Fag is celebrated in some communities. Being called a bitch is celebrated in certain communities. Being called a nigga is celebrated in some communities. Being called a tranny is celebrated in some communities. So it is not lost on me that these words have dual meanings. But when I am expressing to someone that I feel like something that you did or something that you said, so let me give a negative example of what I consider to be each of the behaviors. So, and then I could give a positive example of what each of the behaviors are. So let's start off with the positive examples. So a positive example of faggotry would be, this is obviously a man who is not on the DL, who is comfortable with himself, comfortable with his sexuality. So that's a positive way to look at fag. I embrace the fact that I'm attracted to men, that I have a feminine side. I'm comfortable with, like, that is a positive way to use the term faggot. Okay, a positive way to use the term nigga. You know, these my people. You know what I'm saying? And although I feel like anybody could be a nigga, I feel like nigga is not exclusive to race. I feel like a lot of people can be niggas, but that's something that's a word black people want to hold on to, and black people just want to make it for other black people. Fine, but I think that we all have a tendency to do nigga shit, whether it's positive or negative. And I think if everything come from black people, then at the end of the day, we all niggas. So that's just a whole nother video. But I think that but I think positively, nigga, is like your people, the people that you connect with, the people that you have a relationship, the people that you have a bond with. These my people, these my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that term, that's a positive way. Bitch, oh girl, you that bitch, girl. You is breaking it up, girl. You is coming through, girl. These hoes can't take you because you that bitch. Like, you on your shit. All right, bitch, you did that, bitch. Like, it's positive ways to talk about, to celebrate the word fag, to celebrate the word nigga, to celebrate the word bitch, to celebrate the word tranny. But there are also negative slurs because these words have positive and negative meanings. These words don't just have these words don't just have negative meanings. These words have positive and negative meanings. Right now, what we're not discussing is what I am. Like, for simple, slow people, this is not the video to try to figure out what my gender is or to try to put me in a box so that you could understand me. I'm a human being having a conversation, period. If your mind can't get around that, then get the fuck off the live. Like, if you don't have the capacity, then just get off the live. Like, if you need to figure out what I am or what I was born, if you need to do all that to listen to me talk, then get off the live. Period. But like I was saying, all of it have negative or all of it has positive or negative. Each and every last one of them, they have positive or negative terms. So I was communicating with someone, and when we were arguing, they were getting loud. They were getting loud. They were being rude, and they were born male, and they have a masculine energy and feminine energy, but the energy was getting really, really aggressive. And so when you're born male and you start leaning into that masculine energy, but it's coming off feminine, that's some faggot ass shit. Like, when you doing like when you start getting loud and you get bullying and you start taking up a whole lot of space, for me, that's faggotry. Like, that's a negative aspect of faggotry. Because a lot of times you have gay males who know, okay, I'm going to lean into my masculine. I'm going to lean into my masculine. I'm going to take up space, but I'm still going to do it in a feminine way. Like, I'm going to give you some femininity, but I'm going to take up a lot of space, and I'm going to be really, really aggressive, and I'm going to be kind of like a bully. And for me, that's faggotry. And so I'm going to call it faggotry. I seen that because I have a sex change that I cannot participate in faggotry? Am I saying that I've never done no faggot shit? No, I'm not saying that I've never done faggot shit. People think that, people think that, yeah, people think that, hold on. Right. So I had to get rid of what you call it because um it's like people is worried about the wrong thing. I like a little trolling every now and then, but not in this particular because you're distracting me from what I came on the live to talk about. Like, you're literally distracting me from what I came on the live to talk about. And so, yeah, context does matter. So hopefully that put it into context for you. Like, when they were getting ready to leave the house, I called the person a faggot. And I called them a faggot because they were talking louder than me in my house. They were being aggressive with me in my house. And they were loud and wrong in my house. And that was some faggot shit. And so I called them a faggot. And they were mad because I called them a faggot. And they tried to make it look like I called them a faggot to try to belittle them because I'm a sex change and I'm trying to put them under me. Like, it was a way of me putting them down. No, I can do faggot shit with a pussy. I think that there are beings who are born with vaginas that can do faggot shit. I don't think that you have to be born with a penis to do faggot shit. To be clear, it was faggy. And that's what I said. I called it fag. It was some faggot ass shit. And I don't like feeling like I have to censor myself with words that I've made peace with. If I've made peace with these words and all of these words have impacted me, Why should somebody be able to censor me and tell me how I can use words that have impacted me and words that I've evolved past and I've made peace with? I'm not gonna get offended by nobody calling me a faggot. I'm not gonna get offended by nobody calling me a nigga. I'm not gonna get offended by nobody calling me a bitch. And I'm not gonna get offended by nobody calling me a tranny. But when you call me that, make sure you have good reason and make sure that you're not yelling it at me. Make sure that you're not in my face, yelling and spitting in my face while you're telling me that. Because when you make a person feel, for me, when a person makes me feel unsafe, that's when the tone changes. That's when the tone changes. That's when, like, when I start to feel unsafe is when someone is yelling at me and when their tone changes with me. And for me, that's when the name calling starts. But I'm not going to go into someone else's home name calling them. I'm not going to go into someone else's home yelling at them. When you come into my sanctuary, my temple, my safe space, and you're yelling at me and you're loud and wrong, you are going to get called some names. I am not fixing to sit on these people's social media and gaslight you and lie to you and tell you that if you come into my safe space and you yelling at me and you're loud and wrong, you not finna get called no niggas, bitches, fags. Bitch, you gonna get called a lot of shit. And it's not gonna be in a celebratory way. It's not gonna be in a celebratory way. Don't let bullies steal your light. Exactly. I don't think this is a strong enough argument. I'm not offended by it. I'm not offended by it. So neither can you. I mean, I don't really understand. People are triggered for all the wrong reasons sometimes. Exactly. And for me, it's like, okay, so we're doing the work of wholeness. We're doing the work of working on wholeness. Like literally, I've come to terms, like I have family members who still refer to me as he. I have people who I grew up with who still call me by the name that my parents gave me at birth. And I don't get offended. I'd be like, hey, look, I'm not gonna be around you all the time if you're calling me that name. I can't share space with you all the time because you're not respecting where I feel like I am now. You're not respecting how I see myself now. So like I have capacity and I have space for it. I don't get mad when people accidentally call me he, and I know they don't mean no harm by it. I don't get mad when people, don't see me in the way that I see myself. I don't get offended by that. I don't like I'm not that immature. I'm not that like I know who I am and I love me. Like I don't like I'm not messed up about the fact that I'm not messed up about the fact that I have a vagina and sometimes a vagina that I laid on the table to get. One that I not one I was born with, one that I laid on the table twice, that I went under a knife for twice. I went under the knife to feel comfortable in my body. I went under the knife to feel comfortable with myself. I went through something to get to where I am now. So no, I was not born with it. And I'm not gonna never sit up here and try to erase what I went through to feel comfortable in my body. I'm not gonna never be ashamed of that for nobody. But because I went through that process, that doesn't mean that I don't have the right to use certain words anymore. Oh, you got a sex change now. Oh, you go with the women. Oh, you with the females now. You can't use the word faggot no more. You a lie. People still call me faggot. People still call me gay. True, not as much. True, that's not a conversation I have to have as often, but because I choose to be loyal to community and because I've never chosen to toss community to the side, and I've put myself in situations where I've had to deal with community often, I've had to deal with community often I still put myself in situations where it's awkward and it's weird and where, like we don't know how this could go because I'm choosing to be around people who society doesn't accept or who society doesn't see it for. Like me walking by myself, yeah, true, I may not have no problems, but I'm not ashamed to walk with somebody who you could tell from a mile away. I'm not ashamed to be seen with somebody who it's obvious what they were born. I'm not ashamed to be with people like that. I'm not ashamed to be with my siblings who have not gotten where I am in physical transition. And let me tell you something, it's a lot of beings like me who went and got that surgery and they was like, fuck you hoes. I'm not being seen with you hoes. I'm not being around you hoes. You hoes not about to get me clocked. You hoes not about to get me killed. I'm not about to be in the same vicinity. You hoes not about to get me unalived. Bitch, I don't fuck with you hoes. Bitch, I'm going over here. I'm doing me over here. There's a lot of sex changes that have done that. I did not do that. And that's why y'all not fixing to put me in the same category as those girls. Because I have stayed loyal to the community. I have never been like, oh, I'm not finna be seen with you. I'm not finna hang around you because you're not passable. I've never given that energy. I only hang with passable girls. I'm only gonna be around passable girls. I'm only gonna be around girls. I'm only gonna be around the type of trans women that's not gonna give me clock. I never gave that energy. And so y'all not finna be telling me what words I could use and what words I can't use because I went up under the knife and risked my life to be comfortable in my body. I went up under the knife and got cut on to feel comfortable in my body. Now y'all trying to police me and tell me what words I could use. That sound like some motherfucking patriarchy. Sound like some patriarchy. Oh, you got a pussy now. Oh, you're passable. You can't use the word faggot. You can't tell somebody they doing faggot shit. Takes a lot. That takes a lot of maintenance. I love your message. Just be comfortable with yourself. Don't try to make others comfortable. Honesty is the best policy. Don't lie about yourself. Love who you are and the process. And that's where I am. And, I try not to always give this energy and talk like this. I try to be positive, but I'm not I'm open to, like, I feel like it takes a positive and a negative battery to make a remote control work. So I'm totally here for the positive and the negative. And I'm just, sick of being around people who are always talking about wholeness and balance, but then they be positive vibes, positive vibes, positive vibes. Like, the one thing about me is good, bad, ugly, I'ma tell it about myself. I'ma tell it about myself. Good, bad, or ugly. Yesterday, when we got ready to do the video that we did yesterday, I dropped some hints. Like, I'm always gonna tell on myself, talk about what I'm doing, talk about what's going on with me. And if I come for you in a negative way, it's because you were trying to bully me. It's because you were yelling at me. And what you not finna do is police me and tell me what words I can and cannot use. You're not finna tell me that I can't use the N word. You're not gonna tell me I can't use the F word. You're not gonna tell me I can't use the B word. You're not gonna tell me I can't use the T word. You're not gonna tell me I can't use none of these words because all of these words have impacted me. I've been impacted by misogyny. I've been impacted by transphobia, by homophobia, by race. Like, I've been impacted by all of these. And so what I look like letting somebody censor me who haven't even who probably haven't even experienced the trauma that comes from being impacted by all of the words simultaneously. Like, I'm literally a person who could say that I've been impacted by all of the words. And you gonna try to censor me and tell me when and how I could use them? Child, that shit don't make no sense. Testimony helps so many. Thank you. And they hurt your ears. If they hurt your ears, clean your right, right. Somebody was in here the other day. yelling and was loud and wrong. I mean, loud and wrong. And at first, I was like, first I said, you sound stupid. Because when they started yelling, when they started talking really loud, I was like, you sounding stupid because you do sound stupid being loud and wrong. Like, that's when you start sounding stupid. It's one thing to be loud, it's another thing to be loud and wrong. Okay, it's another thing to be loud. You're loud and you're wrong. And this person whose name I'm not gonna name right now, but this person I've been noticing that it's been consistently a lot of little lies being told. And I'm a very observant person and I pay attention to everything. And so some things you're saying, they're not true. You're lying, you're fabricating, you're making up a fairy tale in your mind. And I'm still supporting you because I love you and I want to see these things manifest for you. But you're lying. You're telling one too many lies. You're telling lies here and there. And so when you stop and then you're putting energy out into the universe. And I told this person, I said, you put certain energy out in the universe, that energy gonna come back and bite you on the ass. And no sooner than I said it, that energy came back and bit them on the ass. You can't run around here bullying people and being aggressive with people and think you not gonna meet your match. And think you not gonna meet your match. And so they came and they tried to do that bullying shit with me, and it didn't pan out well. They got called a couple of faggots and got called stupid. Cause what you not gonna do is be up in my space of peace, loud and wrong. Yeah. You're not gonna be up here taking my piece, being loud and wrong. Then gonna say I called them a faggot. I was trying to belittle them because I'm fishy, because I'm fishy, because I'm a sex change. I'm trying to belittle them. It had nothing to do with me being a sex change. It had everything to do with you carrying yourself like a fag, you being loud and flamboyant and aggressive and testosterone driven. It was giving a whole lot of aggressive ass masculine femininity. It was just like, it was faggotry. It was just pure faggotry. It was like this mixture of heightened hyper emotional masculine and feminine energy on 10. It was together. And to me, that's what faggotry is. Faggotry is wholeness because faggotry is masculine and feminine. But it's like when you use that masculinity to really like take up space. Like you lean into your masculine, you still celebrate your feminine, you still honor your feminine, but you're leaning into that masculine and you using that masculine energy to kind of like try to take up space and take over. That's faggotry. And I'm going to call it what it is. But because I got a sex change, because I have bottom surgery, because I lean more into my femininity, when I say words like that, you feel reduced. You feel small. Your feelings are hurt. You feel like I'm exalting myself over you because I made a sacrifice and I laid on a table and went through what I went through. So now I can't use the word. The word is only for you pre-op girls to use. Bitch, you got me fucked up. I'm more entitled to use the word than you, bitch. Bitch, I feel more entitled to use the word faggot because I lived it and I sacrificed for it. I lived it. And then I laid on the table and I moved the fuck on. Yet I still remain loyal to the community. Even after I laid on the table twice to go back and get the extra pieces of dick that was left. Let me stop. I'm being funny. They let Kaya say it. No disrespect. Allowed. Stay in your power. They let Kaya say it. Exactly. I can't say the word fag, bitch. Y'all got me fucked up. Look at Kevin. Yeah, child. So yeah. So right now I'm keeping it cute. I'm not saying too much. I'm just doing like a little mild Cliff Notes version. But it really was like it's a lot of antics that have been going on that I have not been speaking on, that I have not been saying nothing about because we're a nation building. We're trying to keep a united front, keep ourselves together. I'm trying not to give all of that, discord amongst the ranks. Like, I'm trying not to show that. But at the same time, I feel compelled to document so that I can go back to my receipts. I feel compelled to have documentation and to be able to process up to the moment, because what we're not finna do under Donald Trump's administration is try to police my right to use words that have impacted me. We're not going to do that. We're not going to police my right to use words that have impacted me. We are not going to erase my journey. We're not going to erase my journey. I know that a lot of post op trans women have chosen to do that. They've gotten the surgery so that they could disassociate themselves from the trans community, so that they could disconnect from the trans community, so that they could stay from around girls that they felt like was bricks and clock boxes. I know that a lot of girls have done that, but that is not my narrative. Y'all can never give me that. You can never say I did that. And so when you try to deal with me in the same manner that you deal with other sex change girls, you cannot, because I'm not them. I don't maneuver like them. I have not maneuvered like them. I've maneuvered differently. I created my own lane. Laylem Layler. Wholeness. And I've been diligent to it for years. I have owned it, which is why I have peace, which is why I'm able to go home and have my family members slip and say he, and slip and say Antoine, and slip. That's why I'm so able to be patient with people when they come on these lives and they be playing in my face. That's why I'm able to do what I do, because I've been doing the work. And so what you're not going to do is tell me I can't use the word fag. I can't say faggotry. Bitch, I sacrificed. Then I sacrificed again. Because after I sacrificed to be comfortable in my body, I made the sacrifice by staying loyal to community. That was another sacrifice. Because I could have went and hid in the shadows with the rest of the post ops and helped prop up patriarchy on you bitches. I could have went and hid in the shadows with the rest of the post ops. All I had to do, baby, y'all don't even have to see my face. I know how to write, and I'm passable. Bitch, I could be around here writing scripts, telling these halflings what to do, telling the straight children what to do. Bitch, I could be writing for Tyler Perry. All I gotta do is be quiet. All I gotta do is not talk and use my pen and paper. I could be right in the background, propping up motherfucking patriarchy, getting my fucking check in silence. And you hoes would never have to know me. Looking pussy, being pampered, being spoiled. Thank you, Father. Won't he do it? Give me my check. And you bitches gonna tell me I can't use the word faggot. Bitch, you got me fucked up. That's because you bitches hate yourself. Right. No. No. So deal with them with compassion. Yes, yes, yes. They use it so I don't get it. I hear your point. Yes, your voice is power, and some need to learn from you. Oh, thank you for the purple hearts. Not at all there yet, love. They don't want us to discuss what's underneath the origin of the word. You are a leader. No, speak your truth. Thank you. Thank you. Like my child yeah, Kevin, I'ma call you and talk to you later. I ain't finna give away too much to you on live just yet. I'm trying to give the person who committed the offense a chance to come to their senses. And if they do not come to their senses, then hey, but I'm trying to give them an opportunity to come to their senses. But it's not who you thought. It's not who you think it is. No, I'm not gonna give no hints on this live. Not just yet. I ain't gonna wear them out just yet. But I did need to process that because I have some trauma about the policing of my language, about the policing of me using certain words. Like that was the reason why I was not able to be one of the girls that was, in the 100 and to be one of the feature girls, because they only let girls get major clout unless they see them as tokens or clowns. You have to be a complete clown or you have to be a mammy or a clown. You can't be a little bit of mammy, a little bit of clown, and enough sense, enough facts, enough truth. You gotta be either a token or a clown. You gotta be a whole token or a whole clown. They don't want real revolution. They don't want real disruptors. They want you to tap dance. And if you not gonna tap dance, then you not getting no feature. Just plant the seed. But yeah, I don't wanna be on here dragging for no hour about this. I just needed to come on and get a little bit off because if I talk for too long, then I'm gonna be the spilt the tea. Um, yeah, but I just needed to say that motherfuckers not finna tell me like I just want you to be clear. Like if we're around each other, I'm not gonna never come into someone's home talking loud and being disrespectful in your home. If I don't have the capacity or the range to respect you in your space and to talk to you at a reasonable tone and to not try to take a bullying tone with you, then I'm going to leave the space. I'm going to leave the space. I'm not going to sit up and scream and holler at you in your house, in your sanctuary, because I know how important peace is, especially for beings like us. I'm not gonna never try to ruin that for you. I'm not gonna never try to get you put out your house, have your neighbors complaining about you, screaming out, bitch, I'm going to depart. I'm going to shake the dust from my heels and I'm going to depart. I'm not going to scream and holler and tongue wrestle with you in your house. If I don't have the capacity, the range, or the bandwidth, then I'm going to click the dust from my heels and I'm going to depart. And understand that if I'm in your space and I get loud and I get disrespectful in your space, if I get loud and I get bullied and my voice gets loud like a bully and I start getting aggressive in your space and you turn around and you call me a faggot, you turn around and you call me a nigga, or you call me a bitch, or you call me a tranny because I'm being disrespectful in your home. I'm yelling and I'm cursing and I'm talking to you loud, and you've asked me to calm down, and I'm still talking loud and I'm still being aggressive, and you start name calling me. Guess who fault that is? Mine. You don't go in somebody's house speaking in a disrespectful tone and not expect to get disrespected. Type of shit is that? Get your life together. Get your life together. Get your motherfucking life together. Get your life together. Once I give you the sign that you talking too loud, if you don't have the capacity, if you don't have the range, if you don't have the bandwidth, gather your things and start moving toward the door because you about to get called everything but a child of God goddess. You about to get called everything but a whole one. Like you said, had it coming. You the cake was baking and you didn't hear the timer when it dinged. It was in the microwave and you didn't hear when it was done. Couldn't take no more. The popcorn done popped, boo. It's time to eat. And what we eating? Greasy pork chops. That's what we eating now. Cause when I was trying to stay calm and when I was trying to be level headed, you started trying to talk louder than me. And one thing that you never want to do is talk louder than me in front of people who respect me. Like you're trying to sow a seed of disrespect within the ranks. Like you're trying to foster a spirit of disrespect. Like you're trying to plant seeds of disrespect, like you're trying to sow disrespect into the ground. Bitch, you shall not. Cause yes, I do some wild stuff. I do some immature things. I have my wild and hoish and freaky and I don't pick no bones about it. I am just as human as the next person. Some I may be a little bit more human. Baby, I will never say that I don't have my flaws and my shortcomings. But I can acknowledge it. I can own it. I can hold myself accountable. I don't need another bitch to nail me to the cross because I could do it fine on my own. What I'm not finna do is let bitches nail me to the cross who ain't even done the work on their fucking self, who are not even holding they self accountable enough to try to come for me. How dare you when you haven't done the work that you needed to do? When you're not where you need to be with your own work and your own self reflection, bitch. Work on yourself, bitch. Get yourself together, bitch. Get yourself in a situation to try and come for me. You do the internal work. You heal a little bit more. You get a little bit more confident and comfortable with yourself. You get a little bit more comfortable with holding yourself accountable and owning your shit, then that's when you could try to come for me. A lot of people a lot of people find it easy to come for me because I make so much of my information available. And so you have my tea. You know what I'm doing. You know what's going on with me because I share my tea publicly and you keep your tea private, but you will know a tree by the fruit it bears. Sweetheart, we might not know your struggle because you've never shared it with us verbally, but bitch, like that old song say, it's written all over your face, bitch. You don't have to say a word. You ain't gotta tell me, bitch. I ain't gotta throw no bones on the ground. I ain't gotta throw no coral shells on the ground. Bitch, I ain't gotta read no tea leaves, bitch. It's written all over your face, ho. Your life been lifing, bitch, and it shows. You can't hide it with Fashion Over, bitch. Whole thing, baby. They go and get some new garments, or do this, or do that, and you could cover it up, bitch. You a whole dressed up garbage can, oh. Stop playing. If you find yourself lying to make others like you, soon you may be surrounded by people who don't know you. A bunch of fake people. And a lot of us do that. We be fake and then mad when we don't track number fake. Then somebody, it ain't number. Everybody around me, they all fake. But bitch, that's what you presented. You presented a lie. You presented a lie. People never got to know who you really were, bitch. You called yourself being strategic. You called yourself being professional. You created all of these big ass colonial words to justify what you were doing. Oh, I was being strategic. Oh, I was being professional. Yeah. And now people don't know who the fuck you really is. So now you're living in a gilded cage. Damn. Damn. And don't get me wrong, I feel like we all, like anyone who has as much content available as I do, definitely some narcissistic tricks going on here. Again, I can own that. Definitely some traits of narcissism. Definitely some ego going on. Definitely. But it's like knowing that, owning that, and not allowing that to consume you, and not allowing that to like hold you hostage, because the story of Narcissus was this being who looked over in the water and fell so in love with themselves that they could not stop looking at their image, and so they turned them into the flower, and the flower leans over into the water, and the flower still leans over into the water and looks at itself. And so like I put out content all the time, so I'm always observing myself, I'm always looking at myself. And so there's definitely some narcissistic traits there. But I think for me as an artist, I'm using myself as a model to tell stories. And so it is definitely a balance of what am I what am I seeing when I look at this image, and what am I wanting others to see? And so that's the complexities that comes into me having narcissistic traits. It's like, what am I seeing when I'm leaned over into this, looking at this water, and what am I wanting others to see? What am I using my avatar to show others? So it's not just about what I'm seeing, it's also about what other people are seeing. And so there's a responsibility that comes with balancing that. And some of us don't even try to do that type of work. Some of us just let the narcissism take over. We just we're not even controlling what we see, much less what others see. We've become so consumed by wanting to blend into what society thinks is the standard, that we're allowing others to shape us and mold us. Like we're not even responsible for what we see. Like somebody else is somebody else is puppeteering what you see. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, balancing it. Ego is a tool. That's right. Know thyself, its power, knowledge and being and self. Perception is reality. Watch out for your perception. Look at things from many ways. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it's easy. I think that ego is necessary. I think that if you don't have some form of ego, people will just run all over you. Um, and I think that narcissism, if just like any other thing, if you abuse it, if you allow it to abuse you, because narcissism, at its root, is like what you said, Barbara, knowing yourself. Like if you are a narcissist, many times you will be very self-aware. But when your narcissism comes at the point of you think that your way is superior and better than everyone else's, and everyone else is beneath you, and you know everything, and only your way can be trusted. And I think I have been in that space of having bouts with that, like not feeling like I could trust other people to make the right choices for everybody, and I think that's why this work with Laylim Laylur has been very, very hard because a lot of people are dealing with their own demons. A lot of people in community are dealing with their own demons and they haven't faced their own demons fully. And so until you faced your own demons fully, until you've embraced like and like you're transparent about those shadows that you engage, like you have to be able to be transparent when you're talking about wholeness, and when you're speaking and trying to teach about wholeness. You have to be able to be transparent, and you have to be able to be vulnerable so that you can play the whole tape for other people. And if you don't have the capacity to do that, if you don't have the capacity to play the whole tape for other people, if you don't have the capacity to be vulnerable for other people and to share, then how can you model wholeness? You can't model wholeness if you are not willing to be completely transparent and you want to pick the parts. Certain things, it's not that I'm not willing to share a lot more. Certain things I just can't share because I'll get censored. I'll get. One of the first things that I used to like to do was a series, Naked Truth. And that was where I would literally get in front of a camera, be as nude as I possibly could without getting blocked. And I found that when I was completely nude, it was easier for me to be more transparent about what I shared. Not having any clothes on in front of the camera made it easier for me to be more vulnerable in what I shared. And through that process, I began to mistress and master communicating in a way that was like I was naked. I began to speak in a way where it was like I was talking with no clothes on, with clothes on. And so I've exercised being vulnerable in front of the camera, in front of people, during groups that I've facilitated, workshops that I've put on, events that I've hosted. I've exercised that. And so finding somebody who embodies that and shows up, in a way similar to mine, and I see them like maneuvering with a certain level of integrity, a certain level of decency, a certain level of character and sovereignty and self-respect. It's hard to find that. It's hard to find it. It's hard to find it. And it's like, it feels like to me I have to be a more exemplary version of myself. But then, my fear is, am I still even going to be able to connect with the people that I started out doing this work for? Like that's the hard part. Look at things from many ways. Who haven't? So true. Transparent with self first. Yeah. You're comfortable within self. That's a skill. You saying that can't be learned or can't be learned? And others, I feel, will see this in you. Yeah, examples are needed, and I'm trying to be it. We definitely need more, because I feel like, if there were more beings that were like me, I definitely feel like we could create a shift that could, like, just open another dimension of thought that could help us to manifest um, more evolved beings, you know. Oh, that can be learned. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that would help us to do to create a reality that would foster more evolved beings. And I do realize that it's going to take decades, to see the fruition of that. And I don't know if I'm going to be physically around to see it, but just because I don't think that I may not be physically around to see it doesn't mean that I don't want to help to manifest it, you know. Christ conscience. And child, that's the closing words right there. That's it right there. Like, it's not being perfect. It's knowing that you are the perfect version of you. Like, and perfection is not a monolith. It is not a universal, it's not a universal remote. Like, you are perfect for your purpose. A man, a woman, like you are perfect. You are perfect for your purpose. For what you're designing, you're being forged and formed to be perfect for your purpose. And so, yeah, so I'm gonna close out there. It looked like the time started over on the live. I don't know what that's about because now it's saying 4 minutes and 42 seconds, 45 seconds. But anyway, being a sculpture in the process, I like to always say on the universal potter's wheel, still being molded and shaped on the universal potter's wheel. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go now because I want to get up and do me some exercise and take me a walk. I'm trying to get ready for my fast, get ready for my cleanse because I have been doing a lot. I have been cutting up. We will talk about some of these scandalous stories later next week, okay? And thank you for your feedback, Miss Barbara. And of course, Aaron, as always, I love your contributions. But down but down that I say quickie spinning and turning E and Gani E Yunko Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. And if I am, you are bound and round both circle and square. We too speak life. So operations beware, sending healing to those in despair. El Babosawa, which means we come in peace, no harm to any. Lay lim lay lur. Remember to light your candles and they grow with intensity in the spirit world, preparing us for times that are now. I love y'all. You see my little AG. I got this from a Asian person who was giving me and I try to wear these all the time, and it just be giving me a cool energy. So yeah, but I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Y'all have a beautiful day.